What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Avenger, and my buddy C3 asked me to encourage everybody to stop and check out the channel for another episode of Rex and Specs. So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of Rex and Specs. And as always, I am your host, C3. Before we get started, the first thing I want to do is give a shout out to Flash by Night, who's our AOK subscriber winner for this week. And he's going to get this Black Panther issue #1. And that'll be coming out in the mail. So, Flash by Night, if you are interested in receiving this, hit me up on IG. My name's still the same. Ain't nothing changed but my limp, homie. Holla at your boy. And that'll get sent off to you ASAP. Alright? Flash by Night. And if you guys haven't heard of him, check him out. Go look for his channel. He's got some really interesting things going over there. You know, support one. Each one support one, you know. And everybody gets an opportunity to share their passion for comics. Right? Exactly. Don't hate. Appreciate. So listen, without further ado, we're going to hit that like button. We're going to hit that subscribe button. And please, definitely ring that bell so every time I do a video, you guys get that notification. So what I want to share with you this week is some comics that I have been reading. I'll show you the ones that I consider to be some of the best ones that came out this week. And if you stick around to the end, I'll go over with you with a couple of books that I picked up over this weekend. Because, you know, I like doing my weekend warrior thing. And then if you really hang out to the end of the video, you'll see me unbox something that came in the mail. All right? So let's do it. So, coming in at number 3. We have Teen Titans Future State, issue #2. Now, I have to tell you, I've been bigging this book up a lot, you know, talking a lot of good things about this book. But it kind of threw me off a little bit. The writing seemed kind of off. And it was kind of, you know, I understood what they were trying to do with the story, you know, telling the things from the past and the future, but they had a bunch of flashbacks going back then, going to now, back then to now, and, you know, trying to keep the story in line. But it was kind of like, it was a little off, you know. It had some great art moments in there, you know. It had some great fighting moments, some good battles. You know, if I can show you a couple. Some really good pages, some really good art panels. I really enjoyed the artwork, but sometimes the word bubbles, man, they were just off. You know, I couldn't tell who was talking. You know, they had, you know, a lot of guys sitting around in one area while bubbles were pointing. Looked like one person was talking, but the bubbles were pointing at another individual. So, you know, but overall, I do enjoy Teen Titans. I have been reading Teen Titans for quite a long while now. I enjoy the comic. I enjoy the storytelling. But I just like to be able to keep up with things. You know, I pretty much prefer a smooth story to where I don't have to work so hard to keep the story arc in line. And there's a lot of great moments there where you got Red X doing this thing. He's starting to realize, well, he did realize that he played a part in the apocalypse. And so he's willing to sacrifice whatever he needs to sacrifice to take care of the situation. But the big thing about it is how the reveal is like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse is actually the past Teen Titans. You know what I mean? So to me, I thought that was real intriguing, man. But overall, I put this at number 3 because I was expecting more from it, but to me, it just turned out to be average. It was okay. You know, I'm always going to be a Titans fan, so I'm never going to just completely just disregard Teen Titans because I like these guys too much, you know. So, but I brought them in at number 3. I'm familiar with the story, you know. I'm familiar with the characters, so I gave them number 3. Teen Titans Future State, issue #2. It was a good read. I recommend checking it out. Somebody might feel different. This is just my opinion, you know. Somebody might have loved the book. You know? All right? Coming in at number 2. This one is done by Image Comics. And we have Radiant Black by Kyle Higgins and Marcelo Costa. Radiant Black. Now listen, I brought this one in at number 2 because this was awesome. This was a great beginning to introducing another superhero into the industry. Right? First of all, I love the color work on this. You know, I'm a big fan of colors, man. I like the colors when they get to splashing those bright colors around like that. You know, but this tells a great story. I don't really want to go crazy with it, but the art all the way through it is in your face art. You know, it's like, bam, look, this is what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? So right off the bat, they start with in your face art. And you have a guy who's going through something. You know, he's a writer and he hasn't had the best of luck. So he finds himself having to go home and live with his parents. And while he goes home and lives with his parents, him and a buddy, they go out and, you know, they get to talking about how, you know, he could have done things a little better. You know, he didn't want to come home a failure, you know, and his buddy's right there giving him, you know, giving him the business, letting him know, yeah, dude, you screwed up. You're a failure. Welcome home. We're going to have tons of fun. We're going to live it up. Right? But he runs across this black hole that appears to them. And this is where he gets his powers from. Right? And it's such a beautiful combination. Like this, the supporting role of the friend with him and how they go about learning what this black hole is, I mean, it's a great story. It's very well put together. Like the writer really put this thing together. I don't want to tell too much of it because I would rather you go out and grab it and find out for yourself, man. But Radiant Black, I put at number 2 because it's just a great start to something I think is gonna really pop in the comic book industry. And I've been hearing a lot of good chatter about this. So what I actually did was I grabbed this one in the beginning because it was really hard for me to get this one. You know, everybody wanted it, and I don't guess the shop brought in a lot of them. So what I did was I had to go elsewhere. But I wind up grabbing that 1 in 10 cover also. So I was really happy to be able to get this, you know, so I can keep in my collection. Because I think Radiant Black can actually be something. If the writing continues the way it is, the way it's going, with Kyle Higgins and Marcelo Costa, if they keep doing what they're doing, I think they have something. That's really a really interesting character. I would just like to see some character development, see what the world building is going to look like, and see where they're going to go with it. But yeah, I brought it in at number 2 because it's a really good story. All right. So now coming in at my number 1 that I would definitely like to recommend is a comic that I read the first issue, and I remember I told you guys I'll be keeping up and see where they're going with the second issue. And that book is coming from Aftershock, and that is Scout's Honor, issue number 2. Scout's Honor, issue number 2. Now, this story, I can honestly say, did exactly what it was supposed to do. Me having to go in here and try to figure out where the story is going, that's not what happened. Like I immediately opened up the book and I knew exactly what they were talking about. I knew exactly how they started the story out. I knew exactly where David Pepose was going with this. And it's like I picked up right where I left off, right? So remember, Scout's Honor is about a town living in apocalyptic times where they don't go by the Bible, so they go by the old Boy Scout manual that Hancock left behind. So the gist of it is that there's a female who wants to be a scout, a ranger scout that has, and they don't allow females to be ranger scouts. But you know, this girl, she found this drone, and the drone had a secret up there about what happened to the town and how things ended up the way it ended up. So there's a pretty good reveal in here, and you know, there's some tragedy that goes on. It's really sad. I'm not going to spoil that either. But at the end of the day, I found this book to be very, very engaging, man. Like at the end, it held my attention, and it really, really made me want to read more. There's a lot of twists and turns in here, and I can't necessarily speak to what the writer may have thought the readers or how we would perceive it. But at the end of the day, man, the comic book itself, the story, the plot, I like where they're going with it. Like I said, it picked up right where it left off from issue number 1. There's a lot of action in there. And I'm going to tell you right now, this chick who's posing as a dude, she's real bad, man. So she got skill. So she's not one to be played with. You know what I mean? So I really, really respect what David Pepose and Luca is doing with this story. So this is going to be something that I'm going to be reading for a while. So, yep, I'm definitely going to pick up issue number 3. I'm definitely going to pick up where this thing is going to go, or what they might be trying to do with it, because I think Scout Signer has something. I can see this definitely going to the screens, going to a movie, going to a TV series or something. You know, and on top of all of that, it's definitely just one good read. It's a good read. Keeps your attention span, keeps you engaged. Scout's Honor, issue number 2. Definitely recommend that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so those are my recommendations for New Comic Book Day, February 10th. Now, I'd like to show you guys some of the comics that I picked up this morning for my Weekend Warrior trip, all right? So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to start with this book here that I double back and grabbed because I didn't want to miss out on a good thing. There's a lot of good chatter going on about this book. And this book is from AWA Upshops, and this is Erratic, issue number 1. It's about a guy, and this is what I've heard. So I haven't read this book yet, but I will read it. This is about a young guy who has powers, but it's only for a short period of time. So whoever he's going to save or whatever he's got to do or however he's got to do it, he's only got a short time to do it. So I wanted to check this out and see what this was going to be about, you know, because that sounds like something I could be interested in. I mean, it sounds like a familiar story, but I want to read it and see what type of twist that they give it to make it their own, to make it unique. All right. So this is something that I picked up this weekend. Erratic, issue number 1. You know, I never have a problem with double back grabbing something if I hear it's doing good out there. Next one I picked up is just because I got it for $1.50. It reminded me of books that I read when I was younger. Nostalgic. Sam and Max Freelance Police Special. And those of you that are familiar with my channel, you know that I love my old school comics. I love finding stuff from back when we were kids growing up, man, and just thumbing through them and just remembering, looking at the ads and all of that stuff. I really like that sort of thing. I'm always looking for a space to keep my mind occupied, you know, when I'm away from work and I'm not doing schoolwork and stuff like that. All right, so I also picked up Vampirella issue number 14. This beautiful, beautiful Lucio Perillo cover. How beautiful is that? That's just an awesome cover. Next up, you know, and this comic book was sitting on the shelf. I was surprised to see it, so I grabbed it without hesitation, just because of spec purposes of what Marvel has going on, and that is Black Panther, World of Wakanda, issue number 1. It's in excellent condition. I got it for a really, really good price. Less than that what they're trying to charge for it on eBay. So I saw no reason why I should leave it there. With all the possibilities, because we don't know what Feige and them are going to do as far as Black Panther and Wakanda right now. But we never know. So just to have this in the spec box, just in case, is always good. And also, I picked this up to add to my collection because I needed this issue, and it is Jungle Action, Black Panther, issue number 20. It's one of my missing issues in my Jungle Action collection. I'm doing pretty good with this collection too. I've been piecing it together for quite some time now. And I really, really enjoy these. And I found that this is a very nice copy. So whenever I can find these at a good price, at a fair, decent price, I always pick them up. Excellent. Jungle Action, issue number 20. Now, last but not least, this is strictly a cover buy. I have never actually read this comic, but I picked this up because as I was just staring at this cover, this is such beautiful artwork, man. And like I say, I'm a fiend for just beautiful artwork because I said this before. I will come in my comic book room and just pull out a box, and I will just pull out cover after cover, just looking at the artwork, man, just staring at the artwork, the intricacies and the detail. And that book is King Tank Girl. And if you'll just look at this baby right here. And I don't have the best camera in the world, but I'm going to see if I can get you guys close up on that. I don't know if you guys can see some of that. If you can't see it, I apologize. But, man, if that isn't some clean, precise, in-depth, definitely detailed, man, that's just beautiful. And as I was just sitting there, I asked the guy how much he want for it. He didn't want a lot for it, so I grabbed it, man. Like, I don't know, can you see the bracelets? Can you see the chain links? Just beautiful. The detail, the shadowing, just beautiful. So I'm happy to be able to add that to my collection. And I will be keeping my eye out for this artist, because that one's nice. All right, so that's what I grabbed this past week, everybody. So before we go, if you got time, we'll pop open the box real quick. All right, we got one here. This one came from Unknown Comics. So, as my buddy would say, cue the stripper music. And let's see what we got. I don't exactly know what this is. I know I got an alert a while back, but I've been letting this one sit for a little while, so I don't really know what's in here. It could be something new, it could be something old. But that's the beauty of unboxings. Okay. All right. I'm not mad. I think I can already see what it is. Yep. Yep. I can already see what it is. Just make sure I don't damage it. All right, comic book family. It looks like I have myself another copy of Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 55. The red and black cover variant. I don't care what anybody says. The story may be trash, but the artwork is fire. And I've always been a Spider-Man fan, so I may pick up Spider-Man at any time. I've got a pretty decent run of it. I don't have like all the major keys of it, but I do have some keys in Amazing Spider-Man. You know, I got some fire. One day maybe I'll pull them out and show you guys. But yeah, I love Spider-Man. I remember when I was a kid, I used to tie fishing string to a what they call them? To a safety pin. and swing it around the house and make it stick on the ceilings and on the walls. And my mom used to just yell at me about it, like making holes in her walls. You know what I mean? But Spider-Man has always been my guy. You know, so yeah. So it looks like we got another copy of that. I'll set it over here. As you can see, I got tons of them right here. So I'll pop this one into Mylar too and set it up there with the rest of them. You know, and they'll go in the collection. Who knows? All right. So there you have it, folks. Once again, another show, Rex and Specs. That one's in the books. All right. So we definitely want to thank our buddy, Flash by Night. This will be coming to you, homie. If you're interested in having this one sent your way, just hit me up in IG. Like I said before, everything's still the same. Ain't nothing changed but my link. C.3.comics. All right? Hit me up, and we'll get that out to you. So I hope you saw something you like. There's a couple of books there that I think that people will be really interested in. I'm not going to go too crazy about Teen Titans Future State, because I know they're doing something over there at DC, so I'm not really going to fault them for that. But it's still one of my favorite reads, so that's why I gave it number 3. We also have Radiant Black that I gave number 2, the number 2 spot to, because it's an excellent start to a good comic. So make sure you check this one out if you haven't done so. And then definitely give Scouts Honor a read. Really good story. And like I say, I always love a good story. Okay? So listen, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody stopping by, checking out the channel. I really, really respect you guys. I thank you for all the encouragement. The chats, man. The chats have been fire lately. And that's what I like, man. Just being able to just conversate with you guys in the chat section, bro, and sisters. Just letting you guys just do what you do, man. Just enjoy the comics, man. Keep stopping by, checking out the channel. As you can see, you guys let me know. Leave a comment about the new light and stuff that I got going on. This new little switch of the room here that I got going on. The lighting, how's the lighting look? What do I do? I need to make it brighter? Do I need to lower it? Do I need to move it? Man, listen, I'm open to all type of suggestions, because I'm here for you. I'm here for your enjoyment. So if you're not enjoying what I'm doing, then that means I'm doing something wrong. And if I'm doing something wrong, then I got to fix it. All right? That's just how I feel about it. But listen, once again, I appreciate all you guys. Thank you very much. And as always, we're going to keep it comics. Peace.